really felt as if I should have a cigar for this video, but I quit smoking. So, green tea. Okay, this is why you will be famous. I wanted to make a video on this because this is an idea that I've had for a long time, and it's the idea that people look down on fame in general. A common question students have always been asked is, what do you want to be when you grow up? The most common answer in 2025 is influencer, and that's frowned upon. That's like these kids see these personas on the internet and want to be them just for the notoriety, just for the clout. And the child does not understand what about the person makes them famous. What is so bad about being famous? And why should you not want to be famous? If you get famous, which I believe you will be famous, hopefully it will be for the right reason. Now, people talk endlessly about Kanye West and how his fame is a problem and how he's a character that is spun into some horrible monster, but people fail to say that he's actually famous for his music. He was first known as one of the best beat makers in hip-hop, of course, getting in with Jay-Z and Rockefeller Records, but then he was creating some of the best hip-hop albums of all time, and people know him for his music. He's actually not famous for snatching the mic from Taylor Swift. He's not famous even for the current stuff that he's talking about, if you know what I mean. He got famous for his music. Kim Kardashian, also famous for her body, famous for her character, famous for screwing Ray J and putting it online. And whether you think that's a good reason or not to be famous, it is tangible, it is measurable, it is something that is an asset that these people are known for. So yes, you can get famous for the wrong reasons, but I believe you will be famous for the right reason, and that's because you will put in the time that other people simply don't. 99% of people show up to a job, punch a clock, go home, watch Netflix, and beat off. The only reason why you're here watching this video is because you care enough. The only reason why you'll stay up till 4 a.m. making a beat or writing a rap or, working on the release of your song is because you care, while 99% of people don't care. And I'll give you some things you can do to kind of accelerate this path for yourself. When you look at someone who went through school, people that are now in professional school, going on to be actually excellent professionals in the field of their choice, well, why is that such a guaranteed path? And why do people look at music or art as like some sort of pipe dream or some sort of like whimsical adventure that you don't know how it's going to turn out? And it's like, how's that music thing going? Well, I'll tell you, it's because most people want to be artists, but the actual real artists that stick around and watch this video are the people that are going to stay up late working on albums. They're going to be the people that sacrifice things to do the work necessary to put something out there that is well known. This is not my idea, but someone came to me and told me that I would be successful strictly because that is what I focus on. You become what you think about. And this is a very powerful idea of like manifestation. And I'll do more videos on this, on how to like visualize your future properly. But an astronaut doesn't become an astronaut because they're like born to be an astronaut. It's because they went to school for a long time and they trained for like decades to do that. Music is the exact same thing. And just because it's subjective, just because there's certain things that certain people like and there's certain things about your song that a lot of people won't like, you put enough time in, you will get to a point where people know you for your music. Fame is a really loose word. We can interpret it as, you have 10 million people that like saw you on TV, or, you have 10 million people that saw your TikTok. And then when you're like walking downtown, like people like recognize you. Both fame, wildly different types of fame. So I just wanted to get into some things that helped me kind of overcome this idea that like, that I'm taking a chance in my development, that I'm casting something into the ether that's like not 100% gonna come true, and help you kind of will your way through this. First of all, it's not about forcing anything, and if you make good songs, you know that if you're not feeling it, it's just not going to come out right. You actually go do something else and you come back to it. That's very important to realize, that there is a time and a place to create good art. Some people create art out of pain and sadness. Some people, like myself, create art when they feel really good, when they feel balanced and at peace with themselves and their environment. I'm not saying that you have to wait for the right time, but if it's the wrong time and you're trying too hard, nothing's going to come out that's any good. You might as well eat a meal, go to sleep, and then wake up the next day and try again. Something that really helped me, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I used to smoke, and that didn't just include, nicotine. And this is an important conversation. I think there are people that can actually, there are people that can get by like smoking weed, drinking, and whatever like vice you want to insert. There are people where that's a part of their artistic character and they thrive on it. For me, this is the opposite of true. I've only accelerated myself quicker by quitting drugs and quitting all of the self-harm, the poor eating habits, the poor sleep habits, and the poor lifestyle decisions that I made. I think often that drugs and self-deprecation and self-effacing activities are glorified, and I think that's because the people who can actually get through something like that are working extra hard. For me, I quit smoking weed and doing other drugs because I realized that it was a direct energy block to what I was trying to do in music. And actually, the second I quit weed, I started for good, I started noticing that, oh yeah, I'm actually more capable. I actually can work harder. I can go longer hours in the studio. I can, there's this idea that like creativity comes when you're like really baked out of your mind, and like I can't really disagree with that, but it's like a very short-term thing. It's like you put yourself in this different kind of cerebral space for a minute, and you make something that you wouldn't have made sober, but then on day 9 or 10 of you being out of your mind, you're actually completely ineffective and just a waste of space. It could be a good short-term play, but I guarantee you in the long run, it's just going to slow you down. How long we got here? Don't be afraid to post whatever. Literally no one gives a shit about some embarrassing thing you think is like a problem to post on your page. No one gives a shit. Post it. If you have a TikTok page, for example, that's like all your bullshit music, and you post one video in your car of you like making a really good point or being, off the cuff really funny, and that goes viral for some reason, guess what? People are going to look at your other videos, and if your music is fire, people are going to see that. I don't give a shit if it's like not your niche. So as much as people talk about, being on brand, actually, if you make really good shit, it doesn't matter if you're on brand or not, because your brand is you. If you're being yourself on TikTok, on Instagram, in your music videos, in your content, people are going to feel that. It's an intangible, non-measurable thing that people are magnetized, that people are attracted to in your persona, and only you can do it the way you do it. I would think the most powerful thing for any artist is the fact that they could be themselves and be completely unique and do something that no one's done before, not out of genius, but out of individuality and actually just being themselves. I think I'm going to stop there. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. I do advice for artists. I do producer tips. I'm going to do a lot of these videos. I want to do like one per week along with all the other stuff I'm posting. So make sure you check back to the channel, and have a good day.